You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, as we all know, the other day, Mac Jones was sent right out of town, right out of New England, and he's headed to Jacksonville. I still find that very intriguing and very interesting that he's going to Jacksonville. He's getting with an offensive coach. I think that's a big deal. He's going back to his actual hometown and also, of course, that Alabama football neck of the woods where there's a lot of Mac Jones fans. Well, it didn't go well. Let's just say the last 2 seasons in New England was a trash fire. And it's kind of interesting judging by how New England has started their free agency. I'm not sure they learned any lessons. I thought it was all Bill Belichick's fault. I thought, oh, man, he's making poor personnel decisions. It seems to be maybe the people that were left over, too. I thought it was going to be a clean cut, clean house. That's not what happened. I like a couple of things they did. Alex Van Pelt being hired, great. I like that, actually, at offensive coordinator. Jerod Mayo, not so much. Not so much. Especially when you had a Jim Harbaugh and a Mike Vrabel available on the market to be your next head coach. I don't give a rip if you promised Jerod Mayo the last 5 years he was getting that job. It doesn't matter. New candidates hit the market. Better candidates hit the market. You should have pivoted. Gave Jerod Mayo a thank you, but no thanks. Here, I'm a billionaire. Severance out the door. Robert Kraft. They didn't do it. So, here we are in free agency, and, well, they've done nothing. The very thing that hurt Mac Jones's development, which was getting rid of Jacoby Myers, being too cheap to bring in DeAndre Hopkins, and also being too cheap to get Calvin Ridley. I don't care if it was an overpay. It is a dumpster fire of an offensive team right now. They've done nothing except re-sign Michael Winu. Okay, that's a given. It should be a given. Hunter Henry, it should be a given. And Kendrick Bourne doesn't impress me any. Well, Mac Jones has come out and he's made some comments about the fact that, frankly, he's glad to be heading the hell out of town. And I don't blame him. I can't say I blame him at all the way things have went for him. I've never seen anything like this. It's like, I know they didn't intentionally torpedo this kid's career, but boy, they didn't make any wise decisions either. It's wild. And I've said, look, there wasn't no point of signing a Baker Mayfield or drafting this quarterback real high, because if he walks into the exact same dumpster fire with nothing to throw to and nobody to protect him, well, he's going to be a bust and a disaster. And so would have any high-profile free agent, even Kirk Cousins. Mac Jones returns home after the trade to Jacksonville, getting a new start after three up and down seasons in New England. Despite how it turned out with the Patriots, Jones said he wouldn't change anything. Quote, "I don't have regrets," Jones said in an introductory news conference via video from the team. "I feel like I put everything out there. I gave a lot to that organization, and they gave a lot to me. I'm going to do the same thing here." The 15th overall choice in the 2021 draft, Jones went to the Pro Bowl as a rookie, but was only 8-17 as a starter the last 2 seasons and lost his job at the end of last season. The Patriots would go back to the draft to take another swing at their franchise quarterback, and Jones gets a new start backing up Trevor Lawrence for at least a season. Quote, "I have all the respect for those guys up there, coaching or team. I believe this guy loves his teammates. I know they did an interview I saw with Jacoby Myers at the Super Bowl. He believes the team failed Mac Jones, and he's also a big Mac Jones guy. Quote, they're my first team, drafted me in the first round. I can't thank them enough. Obviously, we kind of just decided the mutual parting of the ways was a best decision for both of us. He was ready to go. For me, it was just about moving on, getting back home, and I can't be more excited. And for them, it's about moving forward and turning the page. So really, that's kind of what we decided. I think it's a great decision. He's glad to be gone. He's glad to be gone. And that's saying a lot considering he's going to have to be a backup. Mac Jones, who passed for 8,900 yards, 46 TDs, 36 interceptions, quote, every experience is a good experience if you learn from it, when asked about his time in New England. A lot of great learning experiences, learned from a great coach, obviously one of the greatest of all time. Been fortunate to kind of work with some great head coaches and learned a lot, played a lot of games, started a lot of games. Obviously, things went the way they did. My goal is to get back on track, and I think I can do it here. And you guys know I've got a lot of faith in Mac Jones, but I don't know at this point. I really don't. I've said the second season of a rookie quarterback is the most important, and they could have not handled it worse. And I'm talking about the Patriots. Per Mark Daniels of Mass Live, quote, one name to watch is Tyler Boyd. Now, we know that he's a Pittsburgh native. The Steelers are trying to get him, but the Patriots are sniffing around Tyler Boyd right now, too. According to a league source, the Patriots have shown some interest in Boyd, a former 1,000-yard receiver. Daniels said he had 2 back-to-back, I think. At this point, the level of interest is the team is doing due diligence, here we go, on a 29-year-old veteran who's played all NFL season, 8 NFL seasons in Cincinnati. As implied, Boyd put up 2 1,000-yard seasons in a striped helmet, doing so in back-to-back years, 2018 and 2019. And this is a guy, folks, that on most teams, he would be a clear-cut number 2 behind somebody like Jamar Chase. But Cincinnati, the cup runneth over there with wide receivers. I mean, they got 2 number 1s, and T. Higgins is the other one. Now, I don't know what the Bengals' plan is exactly. I'm sure it's to draft another wide receiver because T. Higgins wants out of town and wants to be traded. And one would think the Patriots would be all over that. But I wouldn't hold my breath. I wouldn't. I don't know what's going on there. Mike Williams is on the market. A Tyler Boyd, a Mike Williams, ought to be sort of a slam dunk. Low cost. The problem is they're just devoid of talent in the wide receiver room. And as of right now, there doesn't seem to be any efforts to get any better, at least in free agency. This beats all I've ever even heard of. Even the Panthers traded for Deontay Johnson. It's wild. It's been such an issue that their franchise quarterback they just took 3 years ago is now been traded over lack of being able to figure out what they're doing with offensive weapons on the team. And I will never stop saying they were ready to run Tua out of town, and then they got Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, and Tua looks like a different quarterback. It does matter. It matters now. There was a time where, you could have 3 number 2s or a number 2 and 2 number 3s and get away with that kind of patchwork wide receiver situation. Now the league is about separation and speed, and they don't have it. Worst separating wide receivers in football in 2023 is what the Patriots have and had. Devontae Parker's gone, thank God. Tell me what you think. Mac Jones saying, hey, I'm glad to be out of there. I don't blame him. Peace, I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.